Hi everyone, I'm Joe. Today I'm going to be doing a book review of Inversions written by Iain M. Banks. This was first published in 1998, so as of the current moment it is 22 years old. It is classified as science fiction, although it reads as fantasy. I'll talk more about that later. And this is the 6th novel in the Culture universe, of which there are 10 in total, and indeed the 6th I have personally read. So first of all, I'll start with a synopsis of the book. It follows two main point of view characters, alternating between them every chapter. The first character is a new female doctor to the king of a small kingdom. Now, she is very good at being a doctor. She's highly intelligent, and she has many new ideas and techniques for medicine. However, she is a female doctor. Her name is Lucille, and as a result, many of the very sexist men that live in this kingdom, because this is a fairly sexist sort of fantasy world overall, do not like the fact that a female doctor is treating the king for various ailments. They would prefer a man to do it, because they think they should be able to manipulate a male doctor more easily. A female doctor is obviously uncertain because they don't know how to deal with females, frankly, because they are, well, so frankly sexist. So that leads to some problems there. Now, the other main point of view is a bodyguard to the Protector General of a unrelated and distant kingdom. He's called the War, and he has to deal with lots of political intrigue and assassination attempts on his charge, the Protector General, who is a very important figure to the kingdom and indeed affects other kingdoms, because of course some people would like the Protector General out of the way, then they can put a different person in his place, one that is more inclined towards their personal ambitions and plans, like invasion of other kingdoms, or just frankly gutting the kingdom and for money or whatever else purposes you could imagine somebody would want to control a kingdom for, of which there are many reasons. So it alternates between these two in a really interesting manner. And as far as plot goes, that is pretty much it as far as I'm wanting to say, because of course there are certain things I could say that would give away various plot spoilers that I'm not going to go there on. So as far as the writing of this goes, the writing is very solid and very sort of tight and taut. With this novel, you got the very obvious feeling that Banks had a very particular plan and destination in mind for where he wanted the novel to end and how he wanted the characters to get there, and he has achieved this extremely well. It is focused and driven. And one of the things that drives this novel, apart from the setting and the world building, which is frankly excellent, it is a fantasy setting, although not entirely fantasy, with good characters, and indeed the characters are very well developed, well thought about. They fit within the world, they fit together, the way they interact, their language and such does work. There are a few off moments, although this is very obviously done for particular reasons that I'm not going to get into, because it's more interesting and more exciting if you read it yourself. But overall, this combination of both a very interesting world that's developed to a certain level but not too heavily, and characters that are developed in an interesting way, again not too heavily, interact and form something greater than the sum of their parts, which I really do think is admirable. Oh, and one point to note on this novel is that there is no AI minds or drones that are always featured in every other, at least the ones I've read, culture novel. This has a complete and utter lack of them. It does not reference them in any way. It's unusual, but there is a reason for this. And indeed, this is why I want to talk about the reason that this is fantasy in terms of the way it's read, but it is still science fiction, because this does lead and link to the culture novels, but the subtlety that Banks achieve this connection is really interesting. You have to know the culture novels. I would ideally suggest not reading this as your first. You could well read this as your second, but definitely not the first, because the links to it are really interesting and will make you smile once you realise what they are. These various special circumstances, let's say, you may know what that means. This is how it links to the culture in an interesting way, and none of the other culture novels have done what this novel has done. It's probably my favourite culture novel at the moment, being the sixth, although there are 4 more to read. And overall, it's just a really interesting novel with excellent world building, plot, character development, ideas, and the usual very solid Iain Banks writing style and ideas, because Banks is an excellent writer. His prose is phenomenal, and in this, the tightness of the plotting and the focus is frankly really nice to see. Some of his novels, he can tend to wonder at times. With this, there is no wondering. The novel is focused like a laser, and it is really nice to see, and frankly I would recommend this novel very highly amongst Banks's culture novels overall. Although not as if the first, like I said, maybe as his second novel, because then you'll get certain links, let's say. I mean, that said, that is actually it for this review. If you would like to know more about this book, or you think I may have missed something out that I should have focused on, which is obviously entirely possible, then please leave a comment. All my social media links can be found in the description box below, as always. I mean, that said, that is it for this review. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you another day. Bye for now.